Hello guys, we are reacting to the Talking Hat Guy. Begin.
Raise the roof. It was just another Saturday night in Harriman, Utah. A quiet suburb, 30 minutes outside Salt Lake City. At a local Domino's, orders were taken, pizzas were baked, and both customers and employees alike conversed with each other.
Since I'm closing tonight, can I get the aux?
Pizzas.
No.
Me too.
Bro, please.
Why do you need aux?
Please.
To play music, Darwin.
Stop asking me. Just shut up and make pizzas.
My aux is so good, man. Just look. I got Lil Poom, 6ix9ine, Diddy.
What the fuck?
Why did he?
Out of everything you King pick Ed and you choose Diddy.
What type of person are you? Weirdo. Not this shit again.
Someone wake him up.
Wake the fuck up.
Oh, sorry guys, I didn't realize I paused the video. Alright, continue.
Bebopa. Bebopa? Bedoa Booty.
Slap him.
I also got Miles, man. Just, please, dude. I want to be on aux tonight.
Shut up. Your taste sucks. That's why your girl left you.
Damn.
Just make the f***ing pizzas.
However, amidst all the friendly banter, an SUV tangled in a 3-car accident would veer off its course and smash directly into the Domino's pizza. And as if the crash itself wasn't bad enough, it would also rupture a hidden gas line underneath the building. Within seconds, fire erupted. Bystanders watched in shock as flames consumed the vehicle. Inside, 2 people were trapped. That's when 2 courageous strangers risked their lives, pulling the driver and passenger out just minutes before the SUV was swallowed by the fire. As firefighters rushed in, trying to control the blaze, the building exploded. The blast tore apart the Domino's, sending debris flying into the night sky and causing significant damage to the businesses next door, a Jimmy John's and a Supercuts. Miraculously, nobody was injured and everybody survived. Even the firefighters standing near the restaurant when it exploded managed to walk away unharmed. The Domino's, however, was reduced to rubble.
That's reckless.
What had been a neighborhood
looks like
pizza
a tornado hit it.
Yeah.
Goddamn it, wake up, you lazy son of a bitch.
Hey, that's no language to me.
joint became the epicenter of one of Harriman's most destructive accidents, the Mayo incident. It was supposed to be just another quiet evening shift at a Subway near downtown Atlanta.
I love Subway.
The kind of Sunday
too,
where the streets
Jackson.
slow down
It
and
really
customers
hits
trickle
especially
in for
when
a
you
late
get the
night
meatball sandwich.
Inside,
Yeah, I
2
really
young
love
employees
this
were working,
sandwich.
doing their jobs, making food, and chatting with regulars. As the customers sat down to enjoy their food, the door smashed open and a very odd-looking man walked
He
up to the
looks
counter
ugly.
to order a sandwich. What happened next would quickly turn everybody's night into a complete nightmare. With what seemed like an insignificant and easily resolvable issue,
Don't
tension
waste
began
the
to rise.
sandwich.
The disagreement, which could have ended with a simple solution, instead festered, and the customer's anger built up until it boiled over. Words turned into threats, threats turned into physical exclamations, and before you knew it, the psychopath pulled out a weapon.
Why
In
is he
seconds,
hiding the
before
gun?
anyone could react,
You'll probably get
fate was already sealed.
demonetized.
The 26-year-old woman immediately collapsed behind the counter, unfortunately unresponsive, and her 24-year-old co-worker was also terribly struck, but they somehow clung to life. To make it worse, the victim's son was inside the store and
His son wasn't there.
That's traumatized the little kid.
witnessed all the horror unfold. Police later arrested the suspect, a 36-year-old man who
Bro
lived just
is
across the
almost
street.
on sea.
He was charged with multiple felonies and later booked that same night. Investigators said the entire incident started simply because he thought there was too much mayo on his sandwich.
That's a retarded
Wild
way
Wings.
to kill someone.
It was just after 5:30 p.m. at a Buffalo Wild Wings in Burlington, Massachusetts.
So
the dinner
in
rush was
Maryland,
minutes away,
I guess.
and employees were
Something
scrambling
is
to
gonna
prep the
go
floor,
wrong.
the food, and the restaurant. That's when a simple routine cleaning would escalate into a complete catastrophe. You see, earlier that day, a worker had to mop the kitchen floor with a standard acid-based cleaner. Just a little bit later, another worker followed up with more mopping to prepare for the upcoming dinner rush. The only issue was that he was using a chlorine bleach product. The 2 chemical cleaners clearly state that they should never be mixed, and the employee had just begun mopping
It
the
can't be
entire
that
floor,
bad.
entirely mixing the 2. On contact, the chemicals fused into a bubbling green
What the hell?
It looks weird.
Again.
This is the 3rd time.
explosion. They created a dangerous, foaming, toxic mixture that began pumping out lethal gas.
You son of a bee.
The fumes spread instantly, Employees began coughing, their eyes burning, and their lungs felt like they caught on fire. One by one, people ran for the
That's
exit,
just
but
scary
the floor
to
was already
witness.
slick with danger. That's when the manager of the building acted fast and grabbed a squeegee. He wasn't thinking about himself, he was only thinking about his team and his customers. He ran out to the floor and began pushing the toxic sludge toward a drain, trying to contain it before more people could get injured. But, unfortunately, the fumes overwhelmed him, his chest tightened, his lungs burned, and within moments he completely collapsed. Co-workers and bystanders tried desperately to get him outside, but the fumes were too strong. By the time they got to him, it was already too late. 13 people were hospitalized that day, and tragically, the only one who didn't make it out was the manager. The McDonald's incident.
I knew it was McDonald's.
It was the early hours of a Sunday morning in Lima, Peru. At a McDonald's in the Pueblo Libre district, the kitchen crew was wrapping up another long, grueling shift. A young 19-year-old woman and her 18-year-old boyfriend were finishing up that night. The two had plans to attend college, and they were both saving up heavily to continue their studies. Unfortunately enough, this night would ensure that they didn't ever see that dream. According to police, the 19-year-old was cleaning a soda machine when it delivered a strong electric shock. Her body jolted violently, not being able to handle the voltage. Gabriel panicked. Desperate to save her, he quickly dropped what he was doing and rushed in to help. But the moment he touched her, the same current began surging through him too. Sadly, it immediately finished him. By the time emergency responders arrived, both of the employees were already done for. Reports surfaced that the 19-year-old had complained about being forced to clean equipment without proper gloves or boots, while also complaining of being pushed into 12-hour shifts without adequate safety gear. Tina's Burritos. It was just another night in Vernon, California, a strange industrial pocket just south of downtown Los Angeles, the kind of place with only a couple hundred residents, but sprawling with massive factories that keep the city supplied. One of those factories is Tina's Burritos, a plant that's been churning out frozen burritos for over 40 years, producing nearly 1 million burritos per day. But on this night, the factory floor turned into the scene of a nightmare. At around 9 p.m., a 19-year-old custodian was tasked with tending to the plant's massive meat grinder. The contraption was full with burrito meat and was waiting to be cleaned, and so, as expected to by his job, he began climbing into the inside of the machine to clean it. In this case, the burrito meat grinding machine was not locked, nor was it secure. It's still unclear as to whether an item fell and caused the machine to turn on, or if an employee decided to try to make another batch of burrito meat. But, unfortunately, while the 19-year-old was inside of the machine cleaning out the meat, he would hear the industrial mechanism slowly power up and lock into place. The man panicked and shouted for the machine to be turned off, but his cries fell on deaf ears. Once fully turned on, the machine began grinding. His screams echoed across the factory, finally grasping the attention of workers who then rushed to stop the machine. But by the time it finally shut down, there was nothing anyone could do. Paramedics and firefighters arrived, but the scene was already
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night.
The young man's fate was already sealed. Unfortunately, he was gone in a way too dreadful to describe. The plant shut down immediately. OSHA investigators arrived, and like similar tragedies before, first responders were faced with the grim task of recovering what was left of his body. The process nearly took an hour for them to complete. Life wasn't always like this. There was a time where we didn't have a Whataburger or McDonald's, but rather just nuts, berries, and whatever else we could find to eat that day. Nowadays, you have access to places like these for a quick meal if you're in a rush. Fast food is extremely unhealthy, and you should never make it a habit to eat it. But if you do find yourself at one of the stores, have patience with the employees. It's a grueling industry to work in. With no further ado, have a happy day.
Well, fellas, I'm surprised you guys survived near the end of the video. Forgive me that. I'll let you guys go for a while. Well, for that, I'll see you guys later.